Hey, Brandon's here. Stuart's here. It's Tuesday morning,
Yeah.
8 a.m.
Yes, yes.
Spring is
Who's
here. You
is
know,
is is it really?
we've been getting a little bit of rain, thank goodness, because we're starting to see the grass getting a little greener and some flowers
Mm.
coming up. So hopefully the cold stuff is gone and
I don't
we're moving forward.
I don't know why everybody's so excited. Why? We had a week of winter. We had a week. One
Oh
week.
yeah, but they made T-shirts saying the blizzard of 26.
And everybody's like, "Oh, I can't wait." And I'm like, "It's cedar fever out there. We got allergies up the yin yang. We're dying.
That's
You
true.
know, it's going to be hot as the devil's third layer in hell for the next 6 months, 6.5, 7 months. It's going to be 190. And everybody's like, oh, yeah, it's going to be great. I'm like, yeah, we all stink the minute we get out of the shower. What are we
But
doing?
maybe they're trying to enjoy it now because they know that the triple digits are just around the corner.
No, I blame everybody who wished for winter to be over. I hope you enjoy it.
I wish it would warm up and then be
I'm
careful what
so
you wish
mad.
for, right?
I'm so mad.
But you talk about the allergy part of it,
Yeah.
and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today
Why
is
is my
because
shirt crooked?
you get prescriptions for medications and
Yeah.
everything, and it does it make you feel better, or are there side effects? I was telling you earlier, I recently went to the doctor and I had a little bit of an issue in the esophagus, and it
Sure.
was a little raw. And he gives me a prescription. I'm not going to say the name of the medication because I don't want to get a lawsuit. But you're supposed to take this 30 minutes before a meal,
Okay.
and all. And it's supposed to just help with the redness and all this. I took the pill the first day, and all of a sudden I went to have a meal and I got a headache, and I just didn't feel right, and it kind of killed my appetite too, but it said you have to have food after taking the medication.
Oh,
And so I did, and I did it for a couple of days, and every day I'd get a headache, and my stomach was upset,
no.
so I go online and I look, and there, sure enough, it says that this medication, which the doctor says is no big deal, it can cause diarrhea, constipation, and give you gas and vomiting and dizziness and joint pain and headache and all. And I'm thinking, that sounds like most of the commercials that we see on TV.
Oh my God, yeah. Like, and what's worse, like you need to take it, right?
Yeah.
And then you just got to do like a smoothie or something just to make you to get something. I don't.
Let's face it. There are years and years and years of research that go into these medications before they even put them on the market. And you would think that if there are that many side effects to this medication, either try and find an alternative, or go back and put something else in the medication that's gonna coat it or whatever.
Well, I think they're cranking them out. I'll be honest with you, in my opinion, and I'm no expert, obviously. I think they're cranking out medications really fast.
Oh yeah.
I think that the pharmaceutical companies, with the money, it's all about the money. And if they get a result that's in this percentile of a positive result, and yes, it has this percentile of side effects, I don't think they care. I think they put it out, and that's why if you notice, like we find out, you get all these class action lawsuits. Like 20 years later, hey, if you took vitamin or you took, red pill number 9, guess
Yeah.
what? We made a mistake. You might die. So we're going to give you some stuff. Like, and I'm not saying that all medications are bad. I mean, look, you have to take some in life. I don't like popping pills. I don't. I'm to the point where I'm like, if I'm sick, I better be like sick. Um, but you got to do it sometimes for your health, for an ongoing issue. But yeah, like great, I got to take this pill to survive, but my survival for the next 12 hours is a splitting headache or I'm bleeding out my nose.
And I got to tell you, the older you get, the more pills are recommended for high blood pressure, for high cholesterol, this and that. But it amazes me how the pharmaceutical companies and the advertisers play with people's minds, because you see that commercial of these people out in the park and they are just jaunting around, they feeling great and everything, and the guy says, I was struggling with this and this and I popped this pill and I feel 20 years younger. And at
Mhm.
the bottom of the screen, it's saying, don't operate a vehicle, and it can cause dizziness, even and sometimes at least even say and cause death. Why? Because it's pharmaceutical companies put all of that in there because it's a CYA.
They have to do it.
They
You know
they
what's
just
funny?
figure, like you said before, 20 years later, when they come out and they say, by the way, if you took it, you may be part of this class action lawsuit. Now, so now just say that this medication can
Everything.
cause all of these things, and also that way now you take it at your own risk.
You know what's funny is if you look at the medications and all that, and you look at the side effects, and you look at the commercials, um, I think it's funny that they pulled cigarette ads. They just, and I'm not promoting smoking, guys. Don't smoke, okay? Let's be real. And I
Right.
used to smoke, but I haven't smoked since '97. So in my eyes, I'm done. Um, but they took all those ads out. And I'm not just talking about Joe Camel. They took all the ads out because of everything they know. But yet, there are these pharmaceutical ads that are pushing these pills down your throat, pushing these shots down your throat with all kinds of known side effects, potential side effects, and they're still advertising that. And it's the same way they still advertise alcohol. And all they did on alcohol ads was make it so you can't drink on TV, but you can hold your beer, hold your vodka. What's the difference? Like, why are we peddling pharmaceutical ads on television? Am I weird for that or no?
No, it's because it's a shortcut. We live in a society where a pill can take care of everything. You got a
Yeah.
headache, take a pill. You got anxiety, take a pill. You feeling down, take a pill, or an injection.
Well, the
Now,
big injections nowadays, right?
yeah, and it's just it's a quick way to make you feel better. Now, and one thing is exercise used to do a lot of that.
It still
But
does.
but now people don't do that because they can take a pill instead of doing it a more natural, wholesome, organic way.
Well, isn't that the direction everything's going now? You could do this, but you don't have to now. So now we have AI. You could do this, but we don't have to now because now you don't have to drive your car because we have driverless cars. You could do this, but you don't have to now because if you want to see the sun and the beach, you can put on your VR headset. You could do that. They look, the less you fight, the less you struggle, the less you go out, the less you do anything physical. And again, I'm not putting the tinfoil hat on.
Yeah.
They got you. They got you.
Well, you talk about shortcuts. You and I have had discussions about today's kids. I mean, you used to have skateboards and the little razors and bicycles and everything. The kids would get on them and they'd get exercise. Today, they put an electric engine on everything.
Everything.
So now kids can go on a bike, they can go on a motorized scooter, and all don't have to get any exercise whatsoever to get from point A to point B.
No, you don't. And yeah, and the shots are the worst. I mean, we've seen those weight loss shots and what they do to people and
Yes.
how they change dramatically the structure of your body and the bones and like I'm not putting somebody down who's struggling and trying. And I understand sometimes you got to get it off immediately because your heart, or I understand that. But I'm like, the longevity and the addiction of it. And I don't know. I saw there's somebody in particular that I saw recently, and I almost didn't recognize them. Um, they have a different body structure, so they may carry weight differently, whatever.
Well,
But I saw them recently and I was like, who are you? And I know they're on the shot. But the thing is, their face doesn't look the same. Their body,
right, right.
I mean, it's not that you lost weight, it's your bone structure that's changed. You know what else changes your bone structure? Crystal meth. Like, you don't take that, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's scary though, man. I don't know, man.
You mentioned it, and I think we can mention it because she mentions it a lot, and that's Kelly Clarkson. Kelly Clarkson just put on a lot of weight over the years, and then all of a sudden,
Mm-mm.
within like 6 or 8 months, you saw Kelly Clarkson, and you just almost didn't recognize her. And she promoted it on screen. Here's the before and the after.
It's not
And all
healthy.
of a sudden, we as a society said, "Wow, if that's what they can do, I'll give myself those injections so that I can drop 40 pounds in 6 months."
It's not healthy. She doesn't even look like a human being. And I'm not bashing her. I know the struggles. And growing up as an Osborne, I get it. But she doesn't look like a human being. Can we stop pretending that it's like when these stupid Hollywood interviews are like, "Oh my God, you're amazing." And no, can we stop? Because she
Yeah.
doesn't look normal. But I just saw a picture of Demi Moore. I just saw and Demi Moore looked fine. Matter of fact, she did that movie, The Substance, not too long ago, which was about this de-aging celebrity model, and that whole
Yeah.
thing was anti, pills and what these people do to be beautiful. And yet, I just saw her, and I don't recognize her.
Oh, look, her role on Landman.
Mhm.
She's just looks like a skeleton of herself.
Well, she looks better on Landman than she does in this recent picture.
Who was it on the Grammy Awards? Was it Jelly Roll
That's
or
another one.
that just all of when he stood up, I thought, where is he? Where
Well,
you
you
know?
can't be called Jelly Roll when you look like a
Yeah,
pixie stick.
yeah,
And I'm not like, again, you want to lose your weight for health? Yeah, I support that.
right,
But you drop that weight in like 3 to 5 months. That's not normal.
right.
Your
Then you go
body
to the
is,
plastic surgeon to get it all.
it's scary, man.
Yeah,
It's creeps me out, dude.
yeah. But it's the shortcut
Yeah,
to what you should do through proper diet and a little bit of exercise
I agree.
and all to get healthy. You've done away with the exercise or the dieting aspect of it because that pill or that medication can do all of it for you and it can
Yes,
do it a
sir.
lot faster.
Yeah.
And like you said earlier, now we're going to see 10, 20 years from now the effects of that.
It's going to happen, guys. And look, take your pills, take your vitamins, do what you got to do. Please research. If you have a problem taking that pill and it's causing you a lot of harm and side effects, please don't take it anymore. Let's
Yeah.
start finding you another alternative. And I'm not going to be one of these people that says don't take your pills, but there's a lot of alternatives out there. Research, talk to your doctor. If your doctor doesn't have an answer and they keep pushing that pill, chances are they're getting paid by that pill. Go to somebody else.
You're absolutely right. Do your research, be proactive and everything because if you have to take the shortcut for medical reasons, then maybe so. But if not, find out the ways that there are to take care of whatever's ailing you
Yep,
and do it beneficially.
absolutely.
Yeah.
You too, Stuart.
Yep. Yep. Me too. So, all right. Catch up with you later. Come back, see us again next week. Go out and make it a good one. Bye.